What's up, people? I'm listening to Sakamoto. Love is the devil. I will stop it now before I get any sort of thing. So, this is important for me to document this now. This is going to be what you see in the morning. So, when I speak the truth of my personal experience, I trigger my racist trolls. And I just got done with the third. Usually it's 3, 4, usually at the most were, shots on a video. This is the first time, the last one, because I generally don't read them, but I just read enough to catch that the person said, I hope your time is up soon. I'm documenting this, people. This is the type of people that we're dealing with. This is the mentality that we're dealing with, that, a total stranger I don't know wishes we're dead. Okay? Doesn't surprise me. First off, okay, I'm sharing this because I know some of you roll your eyes when I bring this up. This is the world that we live in, and it's like, I'd like to share what I think is my response, which is to do this, is to first off say that this is what's happening. I expect today to deal with more of it, perhaps even more attempts to be distasteful, really, because it's like not surprising. It's just like, how much lower can you go? Interestingly, I wrote a response to that one, and I get a, hey, community standards. And I gave up on reporting before blocking and explaining in the reporting, and nothing, no response. It to me is a reflection of what I'd be talking about, this world that we're living in where it's double standards. We're dealing, you know what I mean? Dealing with some real unsavory, and it's got this roots. Even like when like I said, when I was a kid, racism was the norm. And so that's really what, we're dealing with this ultra right trying to do, is just get it back that way, And that's what I'm dealing with, because again, the gaslighting and everything, it's all about, I'll get to you folks, okay? And then that's also it. I'll bring that up, okay? So, again, I want to try to dogpile because my older sister, Stephanie, just finally went ahead and started GoFund because she recently had to quit a job because her back went out like bad. Bills are piling up. Everybody needs a little bit of help, and so of course my racist trolls take it as another opportunity, as though there's something wrong with a person who people are happy to help once they hear that she needs help. Like there's something to be criticized there. It's again the direct result of racist. I put that in there because they make it obvious to me in their comments. Racist, unbalanced view of a whole race of people, and I'm just on the receiving end of it. So that's why I'm bringing this up. Watch again what I said at the beginning. That's cold. Just have to be dealing with that low level, and of course it's like you said, just ignore them, and they'll go away. But the deal is, folks, I don't say anything, and things are fine, and then it's like, okay, it's even if I if I don't say anything at all, after a time, here they come. So it's damned if I do, damned if I don't. That's why I'm talking to you like this, okay? Okay? And the reason why I'm also able to smile and not take this personally, like I'm upset, like they would really like to upset me, the upset is about the historic aspect of dealing with this my whole life, and I'm speaking on behalf of a whole lot of people with color, you know what I'm saying, that we still deal with this stuff. A very big example, once again, you have every opportunity to tune me out at any time. And I will be blocking and deleting the negative onslaught that I totally know is coming from the racists and also the people who just are lowlifes. But the most egregious example of what I'm talking about this double standard and the racism, is the whole handling of the ex-POTUS. I don't even like to say his name. Completely aside of being the ex-POTUS, but the con man who he was all along, who conned his way into that for the purposes of using it, which he did and is still tempted to use it. But the whole double standard of how things went down with the being booked. You know, me, if it were me, well, I'd be dead. But even you other folks of, you know, same color as him, you know, you'd fully get booked. My understanding, he did not, you know. And so many other things, you know. It's like the fact that I even have to explain. Whew, you know what I mean? What a world we live in, you know what I mean? That it's that messed up, or rather, but that is reality, that we have on the spectrum of humanity such people whose, you know, view of life just keeps the pot stirred up with a lot of hate and weird division. So, that's what I need to say. And this is being made Wednesday afternoon, and I'm getting all these messages from my family because, yes, you know, people are being very kind to my sisters, and it's, you know, you just again, I told her, it's like people will be happy to help you, which is what happened to me. And it's rather, it's again, it's another aspect of the lack of character of us, or the aspect of what's wrong with these people, that somehow they have to have anything to say about my life, and how indeed, you know, just like with my sister, you know, because of her situation, people are happy to help. That's what happened with me, you know. And it's important, you know, to document this stuff. People, okay, are you feeling me? It's important for me to document this. And I appreciate your patience and your support. Stephanie, you'll see this. You'll completely understand why I even bothered to say this stuff. You know what I mean? No, I'm not intimidated. It's just like, that's why I just, again, speak up, because it's like, whew, this is just so sad. That's what it is. You know, it's like it's like a virus, you know, it's like a programming, you know, that's, whew, you know, that a whole race of people has to have a problem just because I'm not the same color. And they have this whole built up, basically, mythology about people of color that is full of obviously misinformation, because we're all humans, and anything that they want to talk about me in with regards of life and human needs is the same as them. There are cultural differences. Cultural differences are not something, well, I say it's kind of too bad that, you know, for many people, their choice in viewing cultural differences is to be affronted by it, or, you know what I'm saying? It's like, That's really okay. So I can make it musical because I'm not. This is my channel. If you're still with me, it has a lot to do with the way that I collect and listen. Is because I got turned on early on in life to the different voices and sounds of the world. Music isn't the same in all parts of the world. And being a kid growing up with rock and roll, and the birth of the Beatles and psychedelia, it was like, wow, wow, there's some really very interesting music happening all over the world. I want to hear as much of it as I can. So that's been my response all along to cultural and racial and ethnical differences. And like any human, we have our personal things that we have to deal with, regarding other people and their ways that maybe will be like, oh, that's just the way it is, But ultimately, my stance is one of acceptance and realization of the oneness of man, and that what some people think is a corny sentiment, but the family of man is one. It seemingly science keeps showing us that everything is the same thing. That everything, when they keep trying to find these particles, it just keeps reducing down to this field, of possibilities. That's what we're made of. So, again, this is a teaching moment where it's like I'm just trying to say the ignorance that I deal with, and it will continue to happen. See, I'm not intimidated. I understand that this is the world I live in. I'm trying to get across to those of you that maybe need to hear this. Okay? It's important to try to shed some light, on the this human behavior, this tendency, it's okay. I think I'm repeating myself. Please, if at the end here, because I'm actually going to watch it back because I hate that sometimes when I kind of like digress slightly and then it's like, oh, what was I saying? But you catch my drift. And most of you understand that when we're just talking about basic humanity, what I'm saying, there's a lot of truth in it. And I am actually it's my choice to be here in public, and it is also my choice to talk about these things, which unfortunately puts you at risk. I mean, I'll pick that up. Like the whole idea that the legal person who brought charges in New York is dealing with people with very low intentions, spreading pictures of his daughter on social media. Is that what good people do? Is that what Jesus would do? Are those people sick enough to cling to the idea that, because again, I'm making some assumptions, but it's just because of the clear track, a lot of these folks claim to be Christians, and there's nothing Christian about this behavior and this mindset. It's like it's psychotic. That's also, again, why I've decided to talk about it, because of my background in psychiatry and working in the hospitals and working with people and learning about diagnoses and dealing with this madness my entire life. It's like, you know what I mean? The mind, and programming, what people have been fed and spew out. We're not born with wisdom. We're not born with this knowledge that we all operate on. Okay.